If you're thinking about moving to coastal Georgia, there's a good chance that you've already Googled it and somehow ended up more confused than when you even started.
And that's not because the coast is complicated. It's because coastal Georgia only makes sense once you understand the geography. And most people skip that part.
Instead, they just throw out names: Savannah, the islands, down the coast.
And you're left wondering where people actually live and where you would fit into in all of it.
So today, we're going to slow this way down.
Think of this as a road trip along the Georgia coast, starting in Savannah, heading south, and connecting the dots the way we do every day when our team helps people relocate here.
I'm Nikki Midget, this is Erin Madden. We own the Wellspring Group, a full-service real estate team of highly skilled professionals that serve clients who long to call the Georgia coast home.
We've both lived in the greater Savannah area for over 10 years, and we'd love to be your neighbor. So keep watching, and if anything you see sparks your interest, reach out to us today.
Now let's get started. I want to be really honest with you. This video is not going to be a highlight reel.
It's a mental map.
Because once you understand how the coast is laid out,
it becomes a lot easier to see how Savannah fits into the bigger picture and what exists beyond it.
Before we talk about towns, we need to talk about the Georgia coast itself because it works differently than what most people expect.
Georgia's coastline isn't one long stretch of beach like parts of Florida or the Carolinas. It's built around marshland and barrier islands.
Those barrier islands aren't just pretty places to visit, they exist for a reason. They protect the mainland, they absorb storms and water surges, and they create the tidal marshes that define this coast.
That's why when people say the coast or the islands, they're often talking about very different experiences, even if towns are only a short drive apart.
That's right, and this is why Savannah, while definitely being coastal, is not really a beach town.
Savannah is a historic port city. The beaches live out on the barrier islands. And once you understand that, once you understand how the land is laid out, the lifestyle choices start to make a lot more sense.
Because when someone says that they want coastal living, they might mean the walkable city life that happens to be surrounded by palm trees and Spanish moss.
Or they may want marsh views and quiet neighborhoods.
Or a true island pace where everything slows down.
It's the same coast, just very different day-to-day lives.
So now that you have the framework,
let's hit the road for our road trip through the Georgia coast.
Let's start in Savannah because it's the cultural and economic anchor of our region.
Savannah is history, architecture, food, arts, and energy. It's walkable, social, and alive every day, not just on the weekends.
You've got SCAD bringing constant creativity, a vibrant restaurant scene, sports like the Savannah Bananas and the Ghost Pirates, and neighborhoods that feel unique and distinct from one another.
But when people say, I live in Savannah, they might actually mean they're just a short drive away from Savannah at one of the nearby islands.
Places like Wilmington Island, Whitemarsh, Isle of Hope, Skidaway, these are marsh-forward residential and yes, quieter.
And then there's Tybee Island, which feels more like a true beach town, laid back, eclectic, and very coastal. Think surf shops, pizza joints, mom and pop ice cream shops, tiki bars, and yes, there's a lighthouse.
Moving to the islands isn't just about an address change, it's about a lifestyle reboot.
Some people want walkability and restaurants. Others want water views and space. Understanding that distinction is huge when you're relocating.
Now we're gonna start driving south, literally. If you've wanted to be close to Savannah, but you're more suburb people, then you're likely going to consider Pooler, Effingham County, and also Richmond Hill.
Which is the last major suburb as you head south that's tied closely to Savannah, while also being the only suburb that actually sits on the coast.
And once you pass Richmond Hill, the coast changes completely.
As you move south away from Savannah, this stretch of coast includes towns like Midway, Wilmington, Riceboro, Yalonia, Townsend and Darien.
These aren't really tourist towns. They're quieter, they're deeply rooted, and they're surrounded by marsh and waterways.
Fewer rooftops, more sky.
And yes, if you keep driving south along I-95, at some point you're gonna run into Buc-ee's, which was a very exciting addition to our I-95 corridor in 2025.
We cannot make a trip south from Savannah without going to Buc-ee's. If you know, you know. This business is somehow a gas station and a cultural experience.
Right after Buc-ee's, you'll reach Brunswick, which acts as the gateway to the Golden Isles.
This includes St. Simon's Island, Jekyll Island, and Sea Island.
For many people living along the Georgia coast, the Golden Isles aren't where you live, it's where you escape.
Imagine day trips, long weekends, guests in town. It's the best part of living here, in my opinion.
While plenty of people call the Golden Isles home year-round, these islands are also a haven for those who are searching for balance, not permanence.
Understanding that difference matters when you're deciding where you want to plant roots.
Keep heading south and you'll reach St. Mary's.
This area is closely tied to Kings Bay Naval Submarine Base, which shapes the community in a really big way.
My brother has actually been stationed here with the Navy on and off for over 15 years in his naval career. You'll find a tight-knit community that feels quieter and so grounded.
It's still coastal Georgia, but with its own identity.
That's right. So here's the big takeaway.
Coastal Georgia isn't one place. No. It's a sequence of lifestyles connected by geography.
Savannah's the anchor, the islands are lifestyle choices, and the southern coast slows it way down.
And if you're relocating, the real question isn't, do I like coastal Georgia? It's where along the coast do we actually fit?
This is the part that many people can't figure out on their own.
And it's why we help our clients with this decision every single day.
If this video helped organize things in your head, the next step is a conversation.
And if you want to dig even deeper, our next videos break down this life and all of the neighborhoods even further.
So if coastal Georgia is on your radar, you're in the right place.
And if you're ready for guidance, not guesses, we'd love to help. So call the Wellspring Group today.
We'll see you next time.